Hi everybody, welcome to Javi Talk. Hi Hari, how are you?
Hi Rashmi,
How are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fantastic and I'm very happy today because we are talking about a novel which is quite different. Today, two illustrious guests with us, Vishwas sir, Vishwas Vaidya sir. Hi Vishwas Vaidya sir, how are you?
Hello, hello. You
Okay,
can call Vishwas. That
Vishwas,
is fine.
okay. And we have Meena Mishra ma'am with us. Meena, hi Meena, how are you? Yeah. So we're talking
Hi.
about this book. Yeah, yeah. Hi. We're talking about this book. We're talking about this book within the cocoon of love. It's written by these both illustrious authors that I just introduced you to. What is this entire story about? It's a pacey thriller about social media, drug peddlers, artificial intelligence, social media, and augmented reality. Uh, there are a lot of layers in the story, and there are a lot of twists and turns. At one point of time, you just stop predicting as a reader and you give away yourself completely to the mastery of unfolding the story of these two great authors. Uh, the plot starts with how unsuspecting teenagers can be easily lured into honey trap on social media with the secret motive of exploitations of various forms. Our protagonist, Pratiksha, she is lured into such a trap, and before she realizes, she ends up into an intimate relationship with a dubious character called Monty. The journey ahead on the world of augmented reality and artificial intelligence is drop dead interesting. The novel makes us aware the perils of technology. We use technology so often. It's so great to be on social media and make friends, but there is a flip side to it. Like the dramatist Sophocles said, everything that enters the life of mortals has a curse. So, though it has a curse, our protagonist makes the most of the technology and she finds her way in life. We will be introducing Vishwas sir. Hari, would you introduce Vishwas sir to everybody?
Yes. Hello everybody,
Mm.
and I would like to introduce the authors. First, I'll introduce Vishwas Vaidya sir. He is a veteran engineering professional and in the field of automotive electronics, with a career track record dotted with many innovation awards, research publications, and patents. He explores the other side of the world in creative writing, which also fosters out of the box thinking, powering his engineering innovations. He has published two poetry books and contributed to various anthologies. His poetry is translated into Portuguese, Albanian, Turkish, and French. One of his engineering research articles have been published and translated in Germany also. So let us welcome Vishwas Vaidya, who
Thank
is the
you.
author of this book.
Great. I would be
So,
talking a bit about Meena Mishra. Meena Mishra is the founder and CEO of the Impish Lass Publishing House. To be very precise, what she believes is that each soul that writes has the right to get published. So a bit more, I'm tempted to say a lot of things about her. She's, first of all, she's very ravishing, she's very dynamic. That's what I like about Meena ma'am a lot. She's based in
yes.
Mumbai and she's an award-winning author, poetess, short story writer, a social worker, novelist, editor, and educator, and a publisher, of course. The Impish Lass Publishing House is her brainchild. Her poems, stories, book reviews have been published in many international journals and magazines. She is active member of Mumbai English Educators team and was invited by the Education Department of Maharashtra to be part of the review committee for the new English textbooks. Her poems are published in many magazines, including Women's Era. She has contributed to more than 30 anthologies. Her contribution in the field of education and writing has received acclamation from esteemed newspapers like Times of India and Midday. Let me share this with you. I mean, this is something awesome. She is on the mission of publishing articles of students and educators of various schools across the globe under her unique project, The Young Bards. She has an autobiographical novella, The Impish Lass, and that has been converted into a web series and which can be subscribed on YouTube. Um, she has been invited to share her views on Sony TV for their first episode, Zindagi Ke Crossroads, based on needs of special children. She has been also invited by Aaj Tak News Channel to express her views on the special episode on the PMC bank scam victims. She has written an exclusive poem which has been appreciated by the living legend Sri Amitabh Bachchan. Welcome, Meena ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Welcome to both the esteemed authors of this book.
Thank you, sir.
So,
Thank you very much.
so it's really great to discuss about a novel which is so unique. Yeah, it looks like a love story, but it says a lot more. So we start with a bit of discussion. Hari,
Yeah.
would you like to start the discussion?
Yes, yes. So to start with, I really like this book, which is having so much of pace and thrill and so much of knowledge as well as science and technology clubbed together, and that too in a small form factor of within 200 pages,
Yes.
which I could finish it in one shot. So it was amazing. So I'll start with one small queries which I had while I was going through it. So this question is to Vishwas sir. How did you actually come with the idea to write this?
See, I think let Meena start this answer because
Yes,
first of all answer is with her. So
right.
let us start that answer.
So
Thank you,
Meena
sir.
madam,
Thank you so much.
so the question goes to you. So how did you come about writing this novel? What thought process got into your mind?
I'll tell you. You know what? I'll be reading out one page first
Yeah,
so that I tell you what made me write this novel.
sure.
Okay? Yeah. So this is page number 23 of the novel.
Mm-hmm.
Pratiksha woke up at 4 a.m. As soon as her cell phone rang, she pressed the phone really hard in excitement. Hello, Pratiksha. Monty here. She burst into tears after hearing his voice from the other end, as if Monty could see that. How are you, Monty? How did this accident happen? Did it happen because of me? How is your friend now? When can I see you? Will you please calm down? Hey, are you crying? Why? I don't know why. I'm so anxious about your health. I wanted to meet you, but Vicky said I can't. Oh, please, don't tell me. You had not come to see me. It was you who saved my life. You are my angel. I love you so much. Pratiksha, I love you too, Monty. I love you more than I love myself. I'm feeling very low in this hospital. Injections, medicines, doctors, nurses, all these things make me feel sick and nauseated. The entire surrounding is so depressing. I know, Monty, even I hate these hospitals. Do you know what I feel like doing right now? Please tell me, Monty. I feel like hugging you tight, giving you a long kiss, and diving deep into your eyes. I want to feel you very close to me, now and forever. I want to love you, Pratiksha. I'm craving for you. I don't believe this. Both of us are wishing the same thing. How I wish we could meet. Pratiksha, if you don't mind, could you please send me a selfie of yours? I had a sleepless night, Monty. I had been waiting for your phone call. I'm looking awful right now. Love is blind, my dear. I love you, not your looks. I just want to see you. Well, if that is that case, I don't mind, my dear. She clicked a selfie and sent it to Monty. All the social networking sites are filled with such pictures of yours. I don't want to see only your face. I want to see you, complete you. Monty, for me, a selfie has always been this. I don't know how to click my full picture. Do you have a full-size mirror in your washroom? No, I have one in my bedroom. What do you wear when you are in the washroom? A towel. Well, think that you are there and now stand in front of the mirror. Okay, now click your picture in a towel and send me. Is this fine? No, baby, I can't see you clearly. Shift the towel a little low and then click. Is this fine? Oh my God, you're looking like a goddess of love. I feel like the luckiest person in this world. You are drop dead gorgeous. Would you mind shifting it a bit lower? I love you, sweetheart. I'm feeling a sudden rise in my spirit, as if I had never fallen sick. Anything for you, love? Are you comfortable? I don't want you to feel guilty about what you're doing. I know I'm doing it for the first time, but everything is fair in love and war, isn't it? I'm proud of you, darling. I love you. Could you just remove the towel for a minute? I want to get one glimpse of you, my sweet love. And Pratiksha obliged. Now, this is one mistake that millions and millions of youngsters do. And that is what made me write this novel. They need to understand what is right and what is wrong. They should know how to draw a line for themselves when they befriend someone online. And this is how it began.
Great.
This is a very thrilling and very nice expression or the excerpts of that book. So
Yes,
I think
sir.
it tells a lot about what the book is and how it is going to go ahead.
I think,
Yes.
yeah, that's
So
true.
now I will add,
Yes.
I have to add my portion. So actually, when she approached me with a request, it was already half done, and she wanted me to take it ahead with some twist, unexpected twist. And also, she said that my own corporate exposure, global exposure can come into this so that it becomes interesting to all. And then I took this challenge head on. So this is how I involved into it.
Yes.
Excellent.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
It was a fantastic collaboration you both have had.
Yes.
Of science and fantasy, yes.
Yes, yes. Truly, truly. So my second question to Vishwas sir is,
No,
how much of your profession helped you
See.
in writing this story?
definitely I will answer, and after that I think Meena also can add. Normally, definitely, your profession is your life anyway, and that is what is reflected in anything you do, and this novel is no exception. So I started, even the way I selected plot is like the way we do in our profession, that we have goal to reach, and we have many paths to reach, and we evaluate those paths and choose the best one. That is how engineering works, and I did the same thing. And for 2 to 3 months, actually, people were getting impatient. I was toying with various ideas. Then finally, I aimed at this plot where there will be technology. This romantic thread also can be taken ahead. The suspense will be added, and a dash of poetry also. So this the plot was based on the crime fiction, use of technology for human relationships, and I picked up those technologies, state of art technologies, which we were anyway working in automotive engineering research. So that all has come in the novel. Plus, I routinely go world over for addressing technical conferences, research conferences. So at the end, again, there is a conference here which our protagonist attends. So quite a bit of life you can see here.
Yes, yes, that is true.
Hmm.
So, Meena madam, can you elaborate on the same thing about how your profession also helped you in writing this?
See, I have been a teacher for 25 years now. So I have always been in touch with youngsters. Okay, grade 9, 10, 11, 12. Like I give tuitions also. So I'm a tutor, I'm a teacher, school teacher. I have always been in touch with these kids, the youngsters. And I know what all mistakes do they do, how do they fall prey to all these things. Okay, they don't realize. For them, it is like love, love, love. But then, before they realize, it's too late. And then they go through lots and lots of stress later on. They don't know how to handle it. Some of them even commit suicide, you know that.
Yes.
Okay, so lots of disaster it brings in the lives of youngsters on what they do today. How do they handle these affairs? How do they handle their relationships at this immature age? Okay, so that is how, like, the entire concept came to my mind. And my profession was always there in my mind because I always deal with youngsters. I know how they feel, what they think, what parents think, how they feel parents are their enemies. All those things are always known to me.
True, true, true. And to come to the human relationship part, which you also had mentioned while discussing now.
Hmm.
So I want to just ask both of you, like human relationships are drastically changing because of internet and social media. So as a human being and as a probably a social an active person that you are, what do you think? Is it good to be very active in social media in these days?
See, for
Uh,
me, like, it is okay to be active on social media. That is absolutely no problem. On Facebook, I have almost 5,000 friends.
Mm-hmm.
But I will not allow all those 5,000 friends to come into my living room like this, how I have allowed you people to come in.
Correct.
Understood?
Hmm.
So,
Yes,
like,
yes.
I know where to draw a line. I know who is just an online friend. Because
Right.
for me, like, Vishwas Vaidya sir is like, the amount of respect that I have for his writing, for his personality. I had already invited him once as a guest in my school, and he had obliged me. He came all the way from Pune. He stayed in a hotel, okay, and then he came
Hmm.
and talked to the kids. So when you meet a person, you know whom to meet and whom not to meet.
Correct.
Okay, so that kind of maturity is required even in online relationships.
Correct.
Now over to
What
Vishwas
is your
Vaidya sir.
Yes, yes.
what is
See,
your take on it,
yes,
Vishwas sir?
definitely. Yes, yes. See, technology is something you cannot really wish away. Hmm. It is going to penetrate every aspect of your life. Hmm. So
Mm,
you have no choice to embrace it. Hmm. But it is up to the individual to make his or her choices. What she means being active on social media in life with her life goals. So how you
mm.
use it is your own life choice, which you have to make judiciously. So that is how it is.
That is very correct, sir. Because nowadays the problem with most of the teenagers is that they are very proactive, but they are not emotionally intelligent, and they
Mm.
They
don't know,
get
as
carried
Madam has
away
told,
by
to draw a
whatever
line.
they see. They
Yes.
get carried
Correct.
away. Yeah.
Correct. So my next question will be based on the same thing: that how much awareness that one should have so that they can restrict himself or herself from going overboard. Like you just told a small excerpt from your book where she was provoked by the guy to uh, let him take pictures. So the question is about that: how much awareness
Hello.
one should have to restrict himself or himself from these kind of casual interactions and getting probably fixed later.
See, the very first
So
thing is that a person has to be very clear about, like, there is a difference between online relationship and real relationship. Okay, that is first thing.
mm,
Second thing, all the photographs that they see on social media, they need to know that the amount of editing all the pictures have gone through. Okay, those are not the real ones. Sometimes even fake
mm,
IDs people use for making their profile and all. Okay, so you don't know with whom you are interacting. Probably you are interacting with a boy and it turns out to be a girl. You are interacting with a girl and it turns out to be a boy. Okay, so one has to be very careful. That is one thing. Second thing is,
mm,
you think, first learn to respect yourself. Do I respect myself? How much do I want to be exposed to all these things? Am I
mm.
vulnerable, so vulnerable that anyone can come and influence me? All these things are to be instilled in our youngsters by the parents first.
Correct. So what's the take,
Yes.
Mr. Vishwas sir?
Yes. 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 See, so this is again the same question regarding individual choice.
Mm,
And this is not just social media, the other person who is interacting with you and assess the consequences of every conversation you share with others before deciding upon your strategy, the extent you can open up. So this is how one has to go. This is again a question of individual choice where one
mm,
needs to assess other person while interacting with her and assess the
mm.
consequences of every
Yeah.
consequence, every conversation you share with others before deciding upon your strategy, regarding the extent you can open up. Every relationship is like a journey, and where you start and where you end is your own strategy, your own depth of personality. That is how you have to go about it.
Great. Great.
True, true. So one should know himself and herself before exploring
Yes.
the social media and virtual internet or all those things.
Um,
So my
yeah. So
question,
can
my
I add
question,
something here, Hari?
yeah, Rashmi, yeah.
What I feel is that social media is a tool to get together, and it's based on a lot of faith. How you decide, your intuition, your study of people, all these things become very important. But at the same time, the young people are still so unexperienced, so they have to be a bit more careful. They have to have those, they have to be cautious, they have to be aware. That's what I wanted to say.
Yes, yes. And from my own experience, I want to just add few lines. Like I have seen a lot of people getting too excited when they meet somebody to know everything and tell everything about themselves, which is not necessary.
Yeah.
Because until you assess the other person, there's no point in speaking out everything that you know, because you don't know what will happen to that information. Because in our real life also, when we speak something without knowing, we know how actually people leak out
Things
things
can
and
be
they will just
twisted.
make
Yeah.
mess out of. Yes, yes. So gossips are a true thing in our real life. So just imagine getting those things in virtual, bombarded by 100x.
Mhm.
So my next question to both of you will be, should one really need to be emotionally intelligent before venturing into the virtual world? So that was the question that I wanted to ask you.
Emotionally intelligent before venturing into
Yes.
writing.
No, before
Not
venturing.
Before
writing,
venturing
into
into
social
virtual
media,
world, I think,
into virtual
ah,
world.
virtual. Let me start, and you
Yeah.
can follow me.
Yeah.
So, emotional intelligence, actually, if you see the concept, it is to be mastered for every aspect of your life, not just
Mm.
virtual world. Mm. It is like a DNA which should run through everything which you do, and nowhere it is more relevant during your social interaction in virtual domain, where you need to constantly introspect your emotions, actions, as well as those with others. So
Mm.
actually there is a famous quote from Aristotle, which is there in the first chapter which I wrote, that um, to be angry may be right, but to be angry in the right measure at the right time with the right person is difficult. To be angry is easy, but to be angry with the right person, right time,
And
and the right occasion is difficult. That is how the protagonist is presenting her emotional intelligence first session.
fantastic.
Mm.
So that is what it is.
Yeah.
That's true.
Hmm.
Yes,
Yes.
madam, what do
Yeah,
you take
whatever.
about that?
Yeah, whatever Vishwas Vaidya sir said, I'll just take it forward. He just quoted Aristotle and he said to be angry. Actually, it is not only for the emotion of anger, like, it can be for anything.
Anything.
Suppose I'm
Mm.
happy, I'm excited, I'm in love, but I can't express this entire thing online with everyone. Like, there is no need that
Mm.
all 5,000 people I know online should know what am I going through. Like, it's not required.
So
So then I need to filter it.
Yes.
How much do I want the
Mm.
people to know and how much do I want to keep it to myself? And for that,
True.
yes, it is required.
yes,
Emotional
fantastic.
intelligence.
Yeah, very true, very true.
Even I think probably as far as emotional intelligence is concerned, it comes with age. Most of the next question will be, see, as far as the ease of communication under the safety of home, doesn't make one safe. So what is your take on it? Because nowadays the internet is so penetrated and used.
Yeah, and
So
during COVID times, we can't go out. So this has
mm,
become even more intense where people are meeting online.
yeah,
People are meeting more online. People are chatting more online. People are having more videos. So in
correct.
the comfort of our house, how
Yes.
Actually, what has happened is, yeah, sir, are you speaking?
no, you go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? Like, this lockdown or no lockdown, like each and every person should understand that one click that we put here inside a house does not mean one click inside a house. It
Fantastic.
means the entire world knows where you are and what are you doing.
Yeah.
So then we have to be very careful about what we put. Normally what happens is, even when you are sharing your pics on Messenger, okay, and you think it is like you are sharing with one particular friend of yours, but somewhere it is saved in the system and you don't know.
Yeah.
Even if he deletes it, even if you delete it, it is somewhere still there and
Agreed.
it can be misused.
Yes.
So like
True,
one
true.
has to be very careful about what should go and what should not go.
Yeah.
Very much.
Yeah.
Nowadays, actually, whatever data that we put in the internet will be there for a lifelong.
Yeah.
And there's a new concept called, actually, probably in Google also, it is being called that one can ask Google to actually delete everything that they have in their lifetime of data, and it
Yes.
requires special permissions.
This I didn't know.
Yes. Actually, it so happens that when you are alone, in your solitude, you indulge into various fancies. So that is what happens when you are on social media. Without realizing, as Meena rightly said, there is an entire world watching you. You break into a lot of fancies. You try to open up your dreams, try to behave as if you are alone, without realizing that other end there are so many predators. They are feasting upon all your fantasies and they will hijack your life.
Yeah.
So that is what this book also is all about.
Yes.
Yes,
Truly,
yes.
truly.
So as you told, this book probably is a combination of fiction and some reality. So I wanted to ask you, how much is fiction and how much is
Really.
reality?
Vishwas Vaidya sir's part is all reality. Mine is all fiction. I am all fiction person, okay? I just think, imagine things and I write. I have created an imaginary world of my own, okay? So like, whatever my part is, it's all fiction. There is absolutely no truth in it. And whatever he has written, let him talk about that.
Yes.
Yeah, Vishwas.
It is, of course, the entire story as such is a work of fiction, but it is inspired by real life episodes in my life. Like my own overseas tour just after passing out was in Italy. So many of those experiences I have taken, that coming to Frankfurt and dealing with the German culture, and also my own academic exposure to real life research conferences that is there. And when you stay abroad, what kind of, like first time when you go abroad, what kind of experiences you have, all that is, many of the things are based on the real life experience but packaged into fiction.
Right, right.
Packaged into fiction.
Well said.
Because the protagonist herself is a woman, so that was another thing. So I had to maintain the gender. Generally, so generally people like to have protagonists of the same gender which you have. But I had to maintain the gender, and even the gender of author also should not be changed. That is how I had to continue.
That was a pretty big challenge, I think so,
Yes,
Vishwas.
that is the challenge, definitely. Yes.
And to add to that, I want to know whether the hotel names that you have used are real hotels or they are imaginary hotels.
No. Actually, the same thing happened when we four youngsters, age 22, 23, we landed in Naples, which is a mafia den. So there was a real four-star hotel where we landed, and we realized that we cannot pay for it. Then we asked them, so this is how they say, you stay today, this evening, because Naples is a mafia den, don't go out searching for it, and you stay here. But you give a map and tomorrow you can do it. The similar thing I have borrowed.
Great.
So as an author, do you have to recall so much of your experiences? Do you keep track of them, or you just, whenever you think that you want to write, you recall everything and then start writing about it? Or do you keep track of your day-to-day activities as a diary?
No diary at all.
Then we
No
will search for that diary.
This is out of the
out of the thing.
this is out of the script.
Script. I will speak, then Meena can follow. There is no diary as such,
Yeah.
but there are so many incidences which shape you, which shape your life. So the first Italian tour, it came out of the blue. We were never expecting, and that really shaped our own worldview, our own view regarding life at a very young age, when people were not really going to countries there. So that was, they have really stayed there. Anytime I recall, like a German woman celebrating anniversary of her divorce. So that will stay with you. You never expect like this.
Yeah.
And when you go out of your country,
Mm.
this is how you get exposed to. So I did not have to recall anything. It just comes naturally. Having spent so much of life now.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
I
fantastic.
think Meena can add.
And
That
everything
is cool,
like
sir.
fades away, but I think so memories never fade away.
No,
That's
this
what I
can never
feel
fade
carry.
away.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, Meena ma'am?
So what about Meena, madam?
No, for
You
me, like,
have
you know,
experience.
yeah, I told you, I am different from Vishwas Vaidya sir. He is all reality. For me, like, you know, if I am angry today, I need to write something on it. If I am frustrated today, I need to write something on it. If I am very happy today, I need to write something on it. So, like, you know, I'm that kind of person. I will keep it safe somewhere. Either I will write it somewhere, a few lines that tells me that, okay, fine, this is my state of mind today due to this reason. Or I will just jot down a poem and keep it somewhere. But I will keep. I will not allow that to, you know, be stored here because I don't have anything here. This is empty.
No.
So it is good to be candid. It's good to be candid
Yes,
and
Yeah.
write it down.
yes.
So this question is regarding the story where the protagonist is actually an easy prey to the villain who is Monty in this story. So I wanted to ask you, who is actually called an easy prey?
No, first I want Vishwas Vaidya sir to
Yes.
answer this because my answer is different.
Let
Let him speak
yes,
first.
yes. See, any person going through a difficult phase of life can be an easy prey. So later on, that Marilyn Monroe character comes, and if you study her life, in a way, she had been an easy prey in her short life. So many times the partners had to be changed. And also it is obvious that people of tender age definitely will be there, but we see many celebrities, those who are in movie or public life, they are easy prey because they are under watchful eye glare, and also they are always going through difficult phases. So all this, then there is a weak, they are always surrounded by weak moments, and in such a weak moment, your defenses fall apart and you fall prey. That is what I feel. Go ahead.
That's true.
Yeah, my answer is completely different. So for me, like, you know, you never know. You cannot categorize like who would be easy prey to it. Because what we feel is, according to this novel, it is like, you know, we begin with the youngsters. Like, you know, at a very young age, this protagonist, she is an easy prey. Okay, because of her innocence and age. But I know of so many people, those who are not even so active on social media, you can't see them. But they are easy prey. They fall for it. And then they face the consequences in their real lives. But then we don't come to know about them.
Yeah.
Because you know what? Right from childhood, we would read so many stories. Manohar kahaniya, this kahaniya, that kahaniya. And all those stories would be of the women or men those who get into all these things, get involved in the things that finally, the consequences that they face are sometimes like, say, they're murdered for it, or they murder somebody else. So you never know, like, who is an easy prey to it. It depends from person to person. And it also depends on the kind of environment you're growing in. Because there are people, like, where they have those suppressed emotions right from childhood. And even after marriage and all, where they are unable to express themselves, you never know what goes on here and what would it result in. So that is what I think.
I'll just add a couple of sentences.
Yeah.
In the way I was saying a similar thing, what I was meaning that, yes, everybody, but generally we have our own defenses around us so that we don't fall prey. But when you are in a difficult phase, these defenses, something get demolished. And then it is anybody. Almost everybody has this weak side, weakness. But if you are able to defend your weakness in general times, you may save yourself. But when if you are in a difficult phase and you are looking for some outside support, then your defenses are very ready, very easy to get demolished. That is how you go ahead.
True.
That is how I was meaning. I only gave examples which we know, but yes, I agree with her. Everything is possible for every human being.
True, sir. So now we'll go for some excerpts. We can read some of them.
6.
Okay.
Okay.
Actually, this is a role play. The protagonist is conducting her session for adolescents for emotional intelligence. So she says there is an adolescent girl before her. So she says, how do you know he loves you? The answer is, he called me God's own poem. And what qualifies him to judge you so? He says, God knows. And what else you really know about it? That he madly loves mangoes. His teeth just cherish a wild bite into the golden fruit. Then doesn't that mean his teeth are waiting to bite into you too? Come on, dear, are you kidding? He loves you, he loves mangoes too, which he merrily bites. Tell me, what else be your fate? The audience resonated with a young giggle. A room full of adolescents from the Hill Station Public School had gathered for Pratiksha's session of puppy love Bollywood style. So this is what I wanted to read, but let me add 2 or 3 lines. So here there is a clear distinction. So how to tell apart a true love from a self-love? When you love mango, you are not really loving mango, you are loving yourself. Mango is a pleasure toy. You are using that pleasure toy to gratify your own selfish senses. So this is how she is making a point that as an adolescent, find out is another person is using you as a pleasure toy to gratify himself, to pamper himself, or it is the selfless, sacrifice-based love. That is the distinction. Then the whole class, I mean, this is there. So that is what it is. So another expert, somebody can read.
Pratiksha felt really uncomfortable, guilty, and perplexed with her own feelings. She was haunted with these thoughts. Was she doing the right thing? Was it right on her part? Is it okay to send such pictures to someone like this? If my parents come to know about this, how would they feel? They trust me so much. Not even once have they questioned any move of mine. Am I going to cause embarrassment to my family? My father introduces me to his friends, stating that I'm his pride, his biggest possession. What am I doing? Wouldn't this act of mine stain his reputation? Oh God, please help me. Please show me the right path. With this prayer, she dozed off. So this tells you, like, that this girl who is falling prey to it, this girl who is doing something because she feels she has fallen in love with this guy, Monty, Pratiksha, But then at the same time, she has that guilt conscious too. She analyzes the situation. She tries to, like, think, introspect. Whatever she is doing is right or wrong. And this is what all the teenagers should do. They should think whatever they are doing is right or wrong.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. I think so. That
Thank you,
was
madam.
quite an important writing in which the protagonist is reflecting on herself, on her own thoughts. She's in a dilemma. So that was a great excerpt. Thank you, Meena. I and Hari used to have these long discussions about the book because every 10-15 pages we read, we used to discuss, okay, oh my God, now this has happened. So many twists and turns. Yeah, so it is not a typical love story. So how would you think about this? Why is this such a unique love story? Meena ma'am, would you like to reflect on this?
Yeah, actually, you know what? Initially, when I had kept the title of the book was No, I Don't Love You.
Okay.
So that was the title. Understood? And the title said it all. Like, this is not about love. This is not a typical love story where both of them have fallen in love with each other. This is a completely different trap set up for this girl, Pratiksha. And then Vishwas Vaidya sir has taken it to completely another world of beauty, fantasy, reality, everything. And then it turned out so well.
Yeah.
Yes. Uh, See,
You.
okay, definitely I agree with her because anyway, that was what the brief given to me to take it to another level. Mm. And see, there are many riddles. The first one is like there are many questions which we try to answer, and also uh, and the second half is more about her adulthood. The first half is her studenthood. So in the second half, she uh, grows into a professional, and we have to also uh, have a plot where she is trying to unravel the mystery behind her disappearance of her reader. Hmm. And in that hunt, this is a hunt to find where her parents are also. And in that, there are many plots and subplots I was able to view and end up having the magic of artificial intelligence and augmented reality to so as to have departed souls come alive. Hmm. And in that, when you reach to the last poem, last of the novel, even departed soul like Marilyn Monroe comes alive. And then she takes the opportunity to share her wisdom regarding relationships. And at the end, even the um, Agatha Christie is shown to come alive and deliver a keynote address. Hmm. And at the end, then all the answers are debated in such a way that reader is equipped with the tool to think further. And then you can even that adds a repeat value to the novel, then you can again go back and do it. So this is what it is, a different story than a run of the mill love story.
Okay.
Yes.
Great.
And also one nice thing which I thought about is like you used some beautiful tourist spots as well in your
Yes,
story, which look like they are real, and it gives a very fantastic image of the country
yes,
where you have tried to plot the story. So
yes, yes, yes.
can you outline some of those things in
Yes,
your?
I will outline. See,
Yeah.
when we were at a very young age, we came out of India.
Mm.
And we were quite excited. So I remember the moment still when the plane was flying over Naples. Hmm. And when it zeroed down, how beautiful Naples looked, the Gulf of Naples. So everything I have brought it there. Hmm. And also when you meet various people there, which are quite different from what you meet at your home. So
Mm.
there also I have added twists. and I have taken opportunity at every plot. How can I have a twist? For example, when Marilyn Monroe is talking to your protagonist,
Yes.
Pratiksha, then the Pratiksha is wondering, she had so many relationships, who would be the best friend out of her? So Marilyn Monroe says, best friend was from your country. So even the reader is taken aback. People know that no Indian was really is named, and you start wondering who can be. Then she asks, was he there in one of your movies? And then she says, yes, there is a famous song dedicated to you, dedicated to that person from your country. Then comes out that this is a diamond. That I also did not know, but I did research for this only. That what can I add from Marilyn Monroe's life? And this was the diamond for this thing. And then really the reader also taken aback and wants to know what happens next. And then Marilyn Monroe, the wisdom is put on in her mouth through her dialogue, that how to distinguish between a honey trapper masquerading as a true lover, and the engineer who has simulated this Marilyn Monroe as so he says that she says he is the person who is the real honey trapper. Beware of him. So this is how it.
Yeah, lovely.
It has come out really, really nice.
Yes.
It makes this plot so interesting
Yes.
that even a lot of Indians who probably have not seen those countries would get a great imagery things
Yes.
in their mind. And especially the
Yes.
Mediterranean area is very beautiful also.
Definitely.
What
Yeah.
major riddles regarding human relationships in the novel have you tried to analyze, both of you? There's some complexities of human relationships, and there's some riddles about human relationships. So you have unraveled quite a lot of them, both of you. So would you like to reflect on both of these?
Yes.
Let's begin.
Okay. Okay. See, if the first thing every time wonders, particularly in adult relationship and also um, for the children, that why every relationship is born stamped with an expiry date of it, stamped with an expiry date on it. So many times in your general life or with celebrities, you feel that is a beautiful relationship has started, but all such relationship finally end up miserably, as if expiry date is stamped when it starts. So that is one of the riddle which is discussed at the end, saying that you fall for a person because you imagine that he or she is conforming to your own ideal of your other gender self. Like I am a man, I have an ideal image of a woman, and that is my other gender self. I am a bit of a woman, and that is my own bit of a woman. I am looking for it as my ideal, and that woman is shaped by my own experiences of my female role models, maybe it is grandmother or maybe some celebrity in love. But as the time passes, every passing month you come to know she is not like that, she is different. And at the end then you find you are completely disillusioned, you have got a wrong number, and you come out of it. So why it is always not successful, and I think all the questions are there in this answer.
Yeah.
That why you fall for person X, not for person Y, and why does it having expiry date for it.
True.
So,
Meena ma'am?
See, for me, again, as I had told you earlier also, okay, for me, like, I have created a world of imagination wherein I live. I live there in my own world. So most of the protagonists also, they have their own world wherein they live. And where you live and how you look at things from there, what you can see, how do you visualize? So if it is love and if it is having a lover, so say for example, for me, the ultimate was always Amitabh Bachchan. So if you need to have a lover, he needs to be tall, handsome, strong, with a very, very powerful voice. So that's my idea of a lover. Understood? Similarly, everybody grows up with some or the other idea. This idea may shift, this idea may change, but that idea is always there. You have something here. But when you meet that particular person or any person in your life, and when you don't find that happening, then the things change, they fall apart. For me, a lover, if I look at him as angry young man, and if I look at him as Amitabh Bachchan, then he has to be a winner at all point of time. But that is not how life works.
True.
You won't get people who would always win and win and win. In life, there are so many setbacks that you come across, that your lover might come across. Then accepting it, is it possible for you? Not possible for you. That is how relationships are.
Yeah, great, great. So true.
So I want to just know, with respect to what you have answered, that when you write with respect to this kind of human relationships into your thought process.
See,
Yeah, I do. I'll let sir answer.
see, this is the first novel anyway which I written, but my poetry has always been motivated, inspired by this thought process. I started writing poetry quite late in life, and before that, I had gone through all these questions through literature. I had read Plato's dramatic monologue, symposium. There, all these things are really discussed in Indian philosophy concept of Ardhanarishwar. In my, actually the first book, Symphony of Night Flower, there is a very long poem dedicated to this, You and Me, which I think Rashmi had reviewed. So I was fascinated right from a young age with all these questions, and I have found many of the answers in the literature, in philosophy, and most of my poetry, this is the first novel, is motivated by all these thoughts. Yes.
What I feel amazing about Vishwas sir is that in spite of being an engineer, he takes such deep interest in literature, and he's given me an opportunity to review his poetry books, and it has been an absolute pleasure to review them. Absolute pleasure.
Oh, he has got huge fan mail, huh?
Yes, yes.
So,
Actually, I wanted to know from Vishwas sir that the moment he adds somebody into his group, he also writes something about them. The moment he adds somebody,
See,
so
see, I want
that
to
is quite unique.
spontaneously, he's very
increase.
spontaneous.
Eh,
Yeah.
Yes, there is a motive that want to increase my reader base. So this is how I try to hook a reader.
Now the question was actually, do you read faces of the people the moment you add them and write something about it? The moment.
No, not not really, but it comes naturally.
Yeah.
Suppose I see you.
Okay.
So I definitely, because I invited you also and wrote a poem on you, correct? No. So naturally
Yes,
something
yes.
comes to my
That's why
mind.
I was asking.
So somehow that poem says, I want to be paired with this person. I don't have to say. The poem is saying, I want to be paired. He is my man. So then I put that poem. That is how it happens.
That's so.
and my man.
Actually, I was very much surprised. I was very much surprised when I got that poem. I just thought we don't even know within 2 minutes I'm getting a poem about myself. So how is it possible? Probably Vishwas sir is doing some magic.
Vishwas is very spontaneous, and
Spontaneous. It comes out.
he's so honest about how he feels, and that's both Vishwas and Meena ma'am. That's what I love being friends with them, because they're so honest, they're so candid. They will just say things very openly. So it's a pleasure to know both of them.
Thank you so much.
Actually, I was thinking whether I was being love bombarded all of a sudden.
Vishwas,
Any books that you both have read before penning down your thoughts, this novel? I'm sure you must have referred to some books, done a bit of research, and you must have read so many books in the past which have been reflected. Those thoughts have been reflected in this book.
Vishwas Vaidya sir has
Yes.
done lots of research. I
Yes.
haven't. As I told you, I just write whatever comes to my mind and whatever I feel. So there was absolutely no research done by me. But yes, he has done lots of research. He will tell you.
Yes. Yes, you are very correct. Actually, I had just finished reading a book on Mossad, which is Israeli intelligence agency. Everybody should read. Everybody who is interested in crime. Uh, it is reality, but reads like fiction. Mossad, the greatest mission of Israeli secret service, is a book by Michael Bar Zohar, who is a Mossad insider. Hmm? So the concept of honey trapping I picked from there, and I used to wonder if this Mossad is going to have modern day tools. What kind of tools should I provide them? Then I came up with answer that artificial intelligence and augmented reality will work wonders in all these stories. Another
Yeah.
autobiography of Agatha Christie. Autobiography of Agatha Christie, and there that episode which I have put, that she herself disappeared, and nobody, including her, is able to unravel that mystery. And that is the correct question our protagonist asks, to call her bluff. Is she the real Agatha Christie or not? The way she answers, everybody gets convinced that is Agatha Christie only.
Yeah. Yeah.
So these are the two major books, and of course, a lot of reading which has happened on relationships, emotional intelligence, that has gone into it.
The wonderful thing about being a writer is that we read so much. Somewhere in the subconscious, we pick all those things, and while we write, all those thoughts come automatically, spontaneously, and that's the most beautiful experience of being a reader, being a writer. And reading more and more helps you write more and more. That's what I truly believe, that a great writer should be a great reader as well, a voracious reader as well. Yeah.
Yes. In fact, after doing some research and going through your book, actually, I started reading Poirot from Agatha Christie.
Oh,
You are
Poirot.
It is
writing
fantastic
what?
books.
We have that serial on Poirot.
Okay, Poirot. Yes.
Hercule
Fantastic.
Poirot.
Yes, Hercule
Good.
Poirot.
So,
Definitely.
the book was launched by a world famous scientist, R. Chidambaram. Would you want to share his reactions over the book?
Yes, let me start. Yes, Meena can follow definitely. Meena can follow definitely.
No,
Because
please speak, sir.
for us as youngsters, when I was a young engineer, he was like a role model,
Yes.
because he was heading entire atomic department of atomic energy, and I was a scientist in atomic energy. My prime period I have spent there. So naturally I was thrilled. And I could get only few minutes to talk to him, where we exchanged notes regarding my earlier project, which is their world famous project near Pune, and what is this technology, and how my current work has influenced it. So in my speech, I paid a rich tribute to him, saying that he is the greatest scientist alive anybody could have thought of for inaugurating this book. But how would you have really, I asked the audience, how would you have really reacted if Dr. Bhabha himself could have been brought alive here on the stage? And that is what this technology is all about. And if you go to atomic energy, even today, every day you find people talking about Bhabha. Bhabha, what he has done, what he has not done, how we are shaped, and how where are we because of him. So, including him, we all are devotees of Bhabha. So, this is the memory I can relate. And Meena can definitely add, because she took all the trouble of inviting him, which is very difficult.
That was like, just because of one of my friends, Bina Pillai, who helped me getting that scientist
Hmm.
inviting, and we visited his
Hmm.
place, and he was so humble. But before that, I had met Vishwas Vaidya sir, and I knew that he has
Yes.
worked with BARC. Okay, so the very first thing that he
Hmm.
said was that before meeting Dr. Chidambaram, Meena thought me to be a scientist. Now she doesn't think me to be a scientist. So no, it's not like that. But it was really, it was really great to have him, because he had taken pains. I had gifted him my book, The Impish Lass. Okay, and then he had read all the chapters, and when he came to address the audience, he actually stated those instances from the book that I had written. So I was so touched by it. It is not that, okay, fine, one author has come to your place, like, to invite you. So you just take the book and keep it aside. Not like that. So it was really very nice of him, kind of him, to come and be the chief guest. And for Vishwas Vidya sir and for me both, we have been fortunate enough that the book was launched by him, by Dr. Archit.
That's wonderful.
I was there at the launch, and I was there from the beginning till the end, because the entire function held my attention so much, because there was so much of literary exchange on the stage. There were so many poems that were read, and even Sir Chidambaram Sir, R. Chidambaram Sir, his speech itself was so profound.
Yeah,
So
that's
I
what
really
I'm telling you.
Yes, yes, I really like that. Both Vishwas and Meena have done a great job on the book launch. We'll be sharing the snaps as well in the beginning and in the
But
end.
Vishwas Vaidya sir has always been like, since the time he said yes for this book. No, prior to that only. I had sent him my poetry collection, Emotions Infinitas. And I asked him, like, would you like to write a foreword for this? And he not only wrote the foreword beautifully, but also, like, next time when I said that, sir, would you like to co-author this book? Because I'm done with my part and I want someone to take it forward. And he was kind enough to do that. And not only that, since then he has worked so much for its promotion. Okay, because
Very
all of
nice.
you know I'm so busy, I hardly have time for my things to do. I'm doing all other things except for my book and my things. Okay, it is always kept aside. It always becomes my second priority. But
Yeah,
then he has taken efforts, and the way he has handled things, it's kudos to him.
yeah, kudos to both of you. If anybody would
So
want to,
two things I just want to ask before we actually conclude. I want to know when you started this book and when you finished it.
Me, um,
Yeah, this overall book, how
it
much time it took?
it took 6 months around. Maybe
Hmm.
started somewhere in April and finished in December, something like that. Huh? But
Okay.
80% of the book type on my cell phone. Hmm.
Hmm.
Because I was being chauffeured 1.5 hours from home to office, 1.5 hours back. Hmm. So there I would furiously type the entire novel on cell phone. And on
Very nice.
weekend, I download that on the PC, do some research and add like that Baroda Diamond, and post it. So this is how it happened.
So my second question is for my viewers, what is your next endeavor? Are you planning for something fantastic again like this?
Definitely something will come, but right now I have decided to promote at least all my 3 books the way I have written, gain maximum out of it, and then build up. So maybe
Sure.
Meena also can answer. Huh.
Yeah, I am planning to come up with my collection of stories. Because
Mhm.
for me, like, it has always been more and more of poems. Like, I have 3 books to my name, to my credit right now. One is The
Mm.
Empress Class that I had begun with, a collection of anecdotes from my life. Second is Emotions Infinitas, a collection of poems. Third is this novel Within the Cocoon of Love. But then short stories, like, somehow I love writing short stories. And I want to put all my short stories together and I want to come up with a collection.
yeah, great.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. It's really nice to hear this, that Meena is planning for short stories. Short stories, writing short stories is the most thrilling experience that I ever had.
I know.
I love writing short stories. I started writing poems. Hari also is new to poetry, but his poems are awesome. And that's how we met online and we decided to have this channel called Jab We Talk, which is for the love of writing. And on
Yes.
this platform, we
So nice.
invite authors, poets, poetesses, and we like to have candid conversations about their books. Hari, over to you.
Yes. So this was a fantastic exposure for us for the first time in releasing a new book,
Yes.
and that too we are doing Sri Ganesh with your book.
Mhm.
So it is a good
Yes.
experience,
See,
and we
just
thank you for letting us introduce our viewers and our people with your extremely thrilling book.
Thank you
yes.
so much.
Thank you. Just 2 lines about the
Sure.
cover page, I want to say.
Yes, sir.
Because we debated a lot about the cover page, and I exactly had
The entire
this thing in mind, that there should be ghost images of Agatha Christie and Marilyn Monroe talking over phone.
Uh-huh.
And the person was so intelligent, and he was a techie also. I think he said that he is exposed to augmented reality. So exactly what I had in mind, he was able to put on the cover. So the cover is really
Yeah, his name is Ajit
Sanjeev.
Excellent.
Yes,
from Delhi.
He's done a great job.
Excellent. So that
Yeah,
yes,
he
he has
has.
done a great job.
Yes, yes.
And this book has been edited by Shubha Sagar ma'am, one of my editors,
Yes.
very senior
Fantastic
editors.
editing. See, if you start typing on
So I would
cell
like
phone,
to express my gratitude to Ajit and Shubha Sagar ma'am too.
yes.
Good.
Same. Me also. I am seconding her.
So
Okay.
we would,
Extremely thankful to have
yes,
Vishwas Vaidya and Meena Mishra ma'am on our show, Jab We Talk. Thank you, Hari, for being so patient. And we've had long discussions about the book, and it's an enjoyable experience to not only
yes,
go through the book but discuss various aspects of the book. People
correct.
out there who are watching us, we would only say that if you like this book, whatever we've discussed about the book, go out and buy the book and read the book, and please share your comments, subscribe to our channel, and like our videos. Thank you so
Yes.
much. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you, sir.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Thank you,
Thank
Rashmi.
you, all of you.
Thank you, Hari.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.